Good morning and welcome to another day of Walking with Jesus. As we continue in this Christmas season to look at the birth of Jesus and the events surrounding that, we're going to finish the events out of Luke, and then we're going to drop over to Matthew where we have the Magi come in, but we'll do that in the future. So today, what we're going to be looking at again from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 2, is verses 21 to 24. 21 to 24. And at the end of 8 days, when he was circumcised, he was called Jesus, the name given by the angel before he was conceived in the womb. And when the time came for their purification according to the law of Moses, they brought him up to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord. As it is written in the law of the Lord, every male who first opens the womb shall be called holy to the Lord, and to offer a sacrifice according to what is said in the law of the Lord, a pair of turtle doves or 2 young pigeons. So there are several things that we can take from this passage that could be helpful for us, I think, today. So first of all, one of the things that I want to draw your attention to is the fact that Mary and Joseph were good, law-observing, Torah-observing Jews. They did things as the law taught. And so at the end of 8 days, he was circumcised. That's an important thing. They were in submission to the teaching of Yahweh. We get that as well from verses 22 to 24, that they were pursuing and following the law of Moses, the teaching of Moses, and this teaching is found in Leviticus chapter 12, verses 6 and following. Let me read that to you. And when the days of her purifying are completed, whether for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring to the priest at the entrance of the tent of meeting a lamb, a year old, for a burnt offering, and a pigeon or a turtle dove for a sin offering. And he shall offer it before the Lord and make atonement for her. Then she shall be clean from the flow of her blood. This is the law for her who bears a child, either male or female. And you may have noticed a lamb and a turtle dove or a pigeon and wondered because in Luke chapter 2, it says, according to the law, or as is written in the law, to offer a sacrifice, a pair of turtle doves and 2 young pigeons. What happened to the lamb? Well, it goes on in Leviticus 12:8 to say, and if she cannot afford a lamb, then she shall take 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons, one for a burnt offering and the other for a sin offering, and the priest shall make atonement for her, and she shall be clean. So what we know from this, not only are they law-observing, Torah-observing Jews, but they are poor. They don't have a lot of resources. And so because of that, they are able to bring a pair of turtle doves and 2 young pigeons. But that's not really the most important thing. I think it is important. And what I would take away from this for us today is to ask ourselves, have we become complacent about following the teaching of Yahweh, the teaching of the Word of God? Do we make free and loose with what the commands of the Word are? Or are we striving to operate in obedience to what God has said? Now, we know that the ritual laws, the sacrificial laws, those kinds of things don't apply to us anymore. But there are still plenty of laws, plenty of teachings within the Torah, within the Hebrew Bible, and then, of course, within the New Testament that we are called to follow. And in most instances, Jesus actually makes those a higher calling, a higher reach. I think of the Sermon on the Mount, and where he says, "You have heard it said, but I say to you." And he always made it more difficult because he looked not just at what we do, but our attitudes and our thought processes as well. So I would challenge you to be someone like Mary and Joseph, someone who follows the teaching of Yahweh as much as you can. But then I really want to go back to verse 21, and I want to grab a hold of this because this is hugely important, even more important than the fact that we should strive to be in obedience to the Lord. He was called Jesus, Yeshua, the name given by the angel before he was conceived in the womb. So they were obedient in this aspect as well, and so that draws in. But the name Jesus, you've heard me say it before, and I just want to remind you again. Jesus, Yeshua, Yahweh is salvation, or Yahweh saves. This is what the messenger Gabriel told Mary to call her baby boy, who would be the Son of God. Yahweh is salvation, or Yahweh saves. And it's really important that we come back to that. I absolutely believe that we should strive to live our lives in humble obedience to the Lord. But we do that because we rest in and rely upon Jesus, Yahweh, for our salvation. We can't be good enough in our own strength. We cannot fulfill the law fully. We are sinners. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So while I think it's really important that we strive to walk in a manner worthy of the calling that we have received, that we be obedient to God in every aspect of our lives, it's very important for us to come back to the fact that Yahweh is salvation. And his salvation comes from his Son, Jesus, and the sacrifices that he made for us. So today, I pray that you will walk in humble obedience before your Lord, trusting fully in the salvation that is yours through Jesus Christ. God bless you as you walk with Jesus today.